Hey guys, Ranger here, and welcome back to another reaction and review. And this was kind of a anticipated video. This is a reaction and review to the new Mickey cartoon, which is Two Can Play, or is it Two Can't Play? Two Can't Play. Sorry. Okay, I actually teased myself with this. I don't know what this is about, except it's about tennis. But I checked the Mickey Short Wiki and read the title of this episode and the synopsis of it, that Mickey and Minnie get into a tennis match with Donald and Daisy, and my best friend was really excited for this episode. They sent me a link, so my best friend was like, "It's out, it's here," and I've had a couple other people tell me that there's new Mickey cartoon out. So let's begin and get into it because I know this one should be really good. So let's start the episode and see what craziness and zaniness and adorableness hopefully awaits us. Okay, Two Can Play, starting the video in 3, 2, 1, click.
Oh boy, who's ready for tennis fun?
Today is the day that we finally win a match.
Tell him, Donald. Tell him how we're gonna cream him.
Okay, first off, I love Mickey and Minnie's tennis outfits. They're adorable. Ouch! Second,
Oh, I did it!
I love the 80s theme with Donald and Daisy
There goes the fun.
and the music. I love this music.
Aw, we'll never beat them.
The win-win training bracelet. Guaranteed to help beat your friends every time. Mickey, we can finally win!
Give me that thing. Let's rip them to shreds.
Yeah! I love this music! I want a full song of this, okay? I want a full song of that music.
Did you see that?
Let's turn it up.
Oh boy. And Donald has a mullet, okay. Ow. You got that from Pinkie Pie, didn't you?
Let's win this.
Oh. Okay, with that, you can't tell me Minnie doesn't deserve a Keyblade.
Yippee! We finally won. Let's have high-fiving.
Wait, I wouldn't... Okay,
Oops.
I thought they were going to kill each other with that.
Dirty little cheaters.
That doesn't count.
Which means...
We win again!
Wait, what? Oh, really now?
Hey! You're the dirty little cheaters! That does it! We play one more point, no cheating, winner take all! Service!
Eat this!
This episode explains, or sorry, this short explains why there never was a Disney Sports tennis game. How about we both agree? Wait,
Go ahead and gloat. You earned it.
You guys are winners too!
Really?
Winning or losing doesn't matter, as long as you have fun playing! Another set?
okay then. I love this cartoon. I do. I love this cartoon. This is definitely one of my most favorite of the Mickey shorts right here. This is. And for more than one reason, and I'm going to explain that. This is a very interesting thing. And this actually is a very interesting concept here. Whenever you have multiple different things going on here. First off, you have Mickey and Minnie who just want to play and have fun. Like they're not competitive here. They're not really overly competitive. But then you have Donald and Daisy who are just like freaking really competitive, and they want to win. Like that's what they're doing. They're playing to win, and this kind of shows what happens whenever you get to what can happen whenever you get too overly competitive, and the lows that some people will stoop to try to win. However, I'm not whatsoever saying that Mickey and Minnie were in the wrong. Actually, no. To be honest, I can't blame them for wanting to try to even the odds. Because Donald and Daisy, at this point, even though I didn't know that Donald and Daisy were cheating, but then again, neither did the mice. But Donald and Daisy were totally cheating the entire time, and that's what made them so good. And so they were cheating. They were totally OP. But the mice wanted to even the odds. And honestly, I can't blame them. I honestly can't blame them with just wanting to win just once and not let Donald and Daisy have all the gloating all the time. I can't blame them for it, honestly. But Donald and Daisy are they kind of are the epitome here of the kind of sportsmen's, of the kind of people. I'm trying to get it. Okay, here we go. The other screenshot of them was very awkward, and I didn't really. I'll show it, but I didn't really want to use this right here screenshot for this particular scene. So this was pretty awkward, so I didn't want to use it. But they are pretty much the epitome of the overly hyped sportsmen, or sports fans. These are the kind. Donald and Daisy here are could be a very solid reference to, or just plain are, the kind of people that get overly way too competitive with sports, and they love gloating about how good that they are. And honestly, I can't stand those people. And so here, Donald and Daisy, they are like rolling in the concept of them thinking that they're good. And so I don't blame the mice whatsoever for getting sick and tired of it and wanting to put them in their place. Who wouldn't want to put someone like that in their place and let them know, hey, you're not the hot crap that you think you are? I don't blame the mice for this. And I know the mice resorted to cheating to try to even the odds, just beat them once. But honestly, I'm not going to lie at all, and I'm not going to try to be a saint here. I don't blame them. Even if cheating was a way to kind of win, just to put them in their place just once, I'd do it too. I would do it too. If Donald and Daisy had a more humble attitude about it, saying, hey, you know what, you guys are good too, or like, we'll help you get better, it wouldn't be bad. But here they are gloating about it, and I can't stand people who gloat. So I don't blame the mice for wanting to try to use devious tactics to try to win. I don't blame them whatsoever. And the fun thing was that the mice, whenever they decided to even the odds here, there was a lot of different things going on. Whenever the mice actually started to win, this is whenever Donald and Daisy got angry, because they realized it wasn't, oh, okay, now we have some competition, this is going to be interesting. No, it wasn't that. No. They had been on a winning streak. So much so that they got desperate. And this is kind of like, and honestly, this is something that I have seen before, and as a gamer, I can relate to this. Getting too confident, getting too overly confident can really be your downfall. Very easily. I have seen this before in games. I have done this before in video games. Like, you get too overly confident. You think, okay, my character's leveled up enough, and you kind of get reckless. The boss gets almost down to their last little bit of HP, you get reckless, you get desperate, you get reckless, and you do something stupid, and you die. Here, Donald and Daisy, because they suddenly got desperate to try to win, and try to beat the mice, they didn't have the attitude, oh, well, the mice are suddenly good now, and now we have some solid competition. No, instead, they had won so much, they relished it. They were kind of addicted to it, and now they wanted to beat them, and so they became desperate. And as such, the mice were playing sort of casually, even still extreme, but still casually. But Donald and Daisy, as you can tell, they got really desperate, and they started using, Donald and Daisy started using more extreme tactics to try to win, and it ended up they kind of fumbled. Like whenever they ended up hitting each other on the head. This is what happens whenever you get too overly confident, and then in that moment they got desperate. And as a result of them getting desperate and too competitive to try to win, they ended up messing up. And it was interesting because at the very end of it, Mickey and Minnie managed to actually kind of win with the same cheating methods. And immediately, Donald and Daisy find out that the mice had cheated. But honestly, here, there's a couple of interesting things to look at with Donald and Daisy here. First, Donald and Daisy knew they were cheating all along. But they called the mice out for cheating. Just because the mice wanted to even the odds. This is actually very typical of someone like that. Now, I'm not trying to make Donald and Daisy into the bad guy here. But there are people like this that will use underhanded tactics to try to get where they are. And then whenever you use an underhanded tactic to try to even the odds, they get suddenly mad. It's like they have the attitude, oh, I'm totally allowed to do it, but whenever you do it, it's wrong. I can't stand people like that. Those people get no mercy or respect from me. But they called the mice out for cheating, and then was like, yay, since you cheated, it doesn't count. We still win. But then when we find out that they had been cheating all along. They had cheated the entire time using their own underhanded tactics. Now, a mature thing. Now, of course, Mickey and Minnie call the ducks out for cheating here. Now, the mature thing would have been for the ducks to admit that they cheated and apologize and say, you know what, let's just have fun. Let's just play. No cheating, let's just have fun. But instead, they were still competitive. And here Mickey wanted to challenge the ducks to a game without any cheating. And this allows us to be able to see how bad that the ducks are without cheating whatsoever. And the mice actually managed to get 1 point, which I'm glad that they did. And Daisy tells them, go ahead and gloat. And honestly, realistically, and there's two dynamics here to look at. There are two ways to look at this. Donald and Daisy actually, whenever she said that they should go ahead and gloat, to be honest, the mice would have been just in gloating. Considering all the times that the ducks had beat the mice and gloated over it, they would have been justified in gloating back. But the mice were the better person. The mice were the better person because even though they were justified in that, they didn't gloat. They did not gloat, and instead, they were friendly about it and just simply told them, hey, you're good too. No harm done. And honestly, this is one of those things that totally shows how much of a good person that Mickey and Minnie are, because they were the better people here and didn't resort to gloating, and they were just very friendly and casual about it. And honestly, I have to say, I wish that I could be this. I wish that I could be more like this. I try to be, but it's not always that easy. I probably would not have gloated to Donald and Daisy personally. I probably would not have gloated. But I won't deny there are times whenever you want to. And there are times whenever you do. And you're not the better person like the mice were here. I really like how that the mice were just friendly and casual about it at the end, and they all decided, let's just have fun and play to have fun and just enjoy it. And at the end of it, they were just totally laughing and having fun, and it was good. It was really good. I really love this. I really love this Mickey short. It's so cool. This is definitely one of my favorites of the Mickey shorts. And this does show, and I have seen this before, this does show how easily competitive that some people can be. And this is a thing of real life. This is, like, some people are extremely competitive, and they will sometimes they get too overly competitive, because they will resort to underhanded tactics to try to help them win, and they get so overhyped, they get so enveloped in that competitiveness, in that winning streak, that it sort of clouds their overall judgment and their moral values. And here, Mickey and Minnie just wanted to try to even the odds. But Donald and Daisy were the gloating type, and honestly, they got their comeuppance at the end, and I'm glad that it was figured out, and I'm glad that it did have a happy ending. They all decided, let's just have fun. I'm really glad that it did have a happy ending, and I love this cartoon. I really love this cartoon. But there's a couple other things that I wanted to make a mention of. First off, I love Mickey and Minnie's little matching tennis outfits. It's very cute. I really love it. And it's also cool that this episode is pretty much couples tennis. Mickey and Minnie are on one team. Team Mouse versus Team Duck. I love that. It's such a sweet episode. This is such a little sweet thing of the mice wanting to just have fun and play together. I love that. Now, Donald and Daisy, I love their look. Like, totally 80s. The Daisy has the, I don't know the official, what the official thing for that hat, but like Daisy and Donald's outfits are totally 80s. The multicolored, different stripes. Daisy has a shirt hanging off one shoulder, and Donald has the sweatband. This is like totally 80s, and then the music, and then he has the mullet. And then the music, honestly, the 80s style music that they played in this, I love that music. Okay, I love that music. I love the soundtrack in this particular cartoon. I absolutely love it. I really, really wish that Disney would release a soundtrack for these cartoons with the full-length versions of the OSTs featured in these cartoons. I would freaking flip if they would do that. But there is an interesting sort of a dynamic here with this particular setup. Is you have Donald and Daisy, who look like they just walked out of the 80s, which I love. Like, I'm a big fan of the 80s, even though I never grew up in the 80s. I still love, the 80s style. I love the, 80s music. I love the, just the look and feel of the 80s. And so I'm not against whatsoever. I love their outfits. But Mickey and Minnie, their outfits are sort of a bit more of a sort of a modern yet retro look, which is interesting. I look at Mickey and Minnie's outfits, and it makes me think of something that you would have seen in the Disney catalog back in the 90s, back in the early 2000s. It makes me think of something simple that you would have seen in the Disney catalog, and so I really love that look. Also, another thing I love about this cartoon is how the mice just totally were connected. They were totally connecting with each other on wanting to tag team and beat the crap out of Donald and Daisy. I love that. I love how that really neither of them in this were like, maybe it's wrong to do this. No, they were both like, okay, let's totally do something devious and underhanded. I love it. I love it that they were both on par with each other for this. I love it. And I really love some of the shots that they did in this too. Like this shot here. Some of the action shots that they did in this particular short were very, very good. Again, this scene here with Minnie and the tennis balls. Again, like I said, edit this so that Minnie is holding a Keyblade. My gosh, if Minnie can do this to tennis balls in this, if Minnie can do this, I mean, come on, this would have been such a bad scene to have seen in Kingdom Hearts. If Minnie would just get a freaking Keyblade. I mean, give the girl a Keyblade. Gosh dang it. And I just now was able to check out some of the cars in the background that we see here. I have to notice, we got a car, this pickup over here on the left looks like a 1955 Chevy Cameo or Apache pickup. And then we have this other car over here on the far back. That is an AMC Gremlin. That's a total AMC Gremlin. And whenever the mice were getting ready to high five, and I honestly thought that their wristbands were going to cause them both to explode, I actually was expecting that. But like I said, the action shots in this were really, really good. Where the camera angles were positioned, and just it showing the scenes. It was really good. I really enjoyed what they did with it here. But I have to say, this hilarious scene, I didn't notice it at first, but Mickey accidentally swallows the ball, and so Minnie realizes that it's in Mickey's butt, so she just gets this determined look like, Mickey, I'm sorry, forgive me. Like, she kind of has this look on her face like, Mickey, I'm sorry, forgive me, but we have to win. And so she totally hits his butt with her tennis racket. This is honestly hilarious. I had to look it up to verify, but Mickey looks like Q*bert here. You know, the old game from 1982. Mickey kind of looks like Q*bert here. One of the things I have to notice is, I thought is, you know, Minnie here looks, I have to point this out, is it looks like Minnie's wearing her regular underwear. One thing I have to notice is it's interesting that Minnie isn't wearing her traditional, frilly underwear in this, like she's wearing regular underwear. And I thought women actually were supposed to wear shorts underneath their tennis skirts. At least that's what I thought. But here Minnie isn't wearing that. Actually, I just had a theory for that. Maybe Minnie didn't wear the shorts underneath and just wore the regular underwear and not the frilly underwear, because she actually thought it was just going to be her and Mickey on the tennis court, maybe playing a little one-on-one together, and so she wanted to have some fun teasing him with that, you know, flashing him with that, but then Donald and Daisy showed up and she completely forgot about it. That's a theory. I'm just tossing that out there. But again, I really love this cartoon. It's really cute. It's very sweet. And I love the couples thing, you know, with Mickey, Minnie, and Donald, Daisy playing together. Particularly with Mickey, Minnie, I absolutely love this cartoon. And it's definitely one of my most favorite of the Mickey shorts. I absolutely love it. It's so cute. It's so much fun. And again, I really love it. And it's so cool to see the mice playing tennis and doing sports like that together, because we don't really get to see that very much. And like I said, this also makes me think this is probably why that they never came out with any Disney Sports tennis video games. I remember the old Disney Sports series games for the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance. I have all of them, actually. Disney Sports skateboarding, soccer, football, basketball, snowboarding, and motocross. I have all of them. But the funny thing is that they never did do tennis. Now I know why, because apparently the mice suck. But this is very cool. I love it. And like I said, this is honestly relatable, because there are people like Donald and Daisy who get overly competitive whenever it comes to sports, and they will cheat. But then whenever you find out that they cheat, or you try to cheat to try to even the odds, they're like, no, I'm supposed to cheat. You're not supposed to. You know, they get so overly competitive that they toss all morality out the window, all moral values out the window. And so it's good that Donald and Daisy got their comeuppance. I'm glad that it did have a happy ending and that neither was kind of gloating over the other. I'm glad that they decided to just kind of let bygones be bygones and just, you know, just have fun. I'm really glad for that. So I really love this cartoon. It's definitely one of my most favorites of the Mickey cartoons. I had a lot of fun with it. So I love it. So cute. So thank you again to Disney, to everybody that worked on this cartoon. Thank you to the writers for writing this cartoon the way that you did. I love it. And also to the people that thought, hey, let's have Donald and Daisy do the 80s theme. Love it. Thank you for that. To the people that did the instrumentals and the vocals for like the 80s style song in this, again, great job. I love it. I really want to hear a full version of that. So Disney, please do that. Please do a full version of that. Release a full OST of these cartoons, please. But again, thank you to everybody that did this cartoon. Totally love it. And again, thank you to my best friend as well for sending me the link to this and letting me know that this cartoon was out. Thank you as well. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed. And also thank you again to everybody else who told me that this cartoon was out. And thank you guys again for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully, I'll see you guys in the next video that I do. Take care.